the youth to get them ready for work. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they can do that. I had Alex TV come through to me. They want to shoot their business
programs and
their
stuff.
programs. Yes, it's a business program, sports program, and all of that. That's that they can shoot that on more quieter days.
Okay.
But yes, it is an open platform
Okay.
that we are creating. We are making sure that people's lives are transformed.
Okay.
You can be next to Alexandra and not provide a place where people
Can be that's accessible. and all
yes
that,
that's
yeah.
accessible, people can grow.
Exactly.
And I also take the young the youth from high schools, and I give them the training on waitressing. They
Okay.
also get to, especially the child-headed households.
Okay.
They can make their own tips.
So
And
this is
that
your
also
this is your own program.
that
now.
is my own thing that I'm doing.
So it's nice to know that even Club Nair has opportunity for workshops and seminars where people can actually go through trainings and all that.
Yes.
So their training organizers and sponsors and all that, you know right now that at Club Nair restaurant you've got a food, you've got a space to learn, you've got the materials and everything and the spotlight. Club
Right
Nair, the
there.
right place to
Right
be.
there.
You know.
Yes.
All right. Leah, come on, man. This can actually go on like this can like go on for the whole day and everything because it's quite interesting what you do. The kind of platform. Let me call it platform because
Yes,
your
it is a
rest.
platform.
I think it's more than just restaurants.
Yes.
It's
yes.
more than just a conference center or something.
Yes.
Good. It's a great platform. Tell us a little bit about the charity work that you do at LS and the support that you give to the community. And I learned you've mentioned right now
Yes.
about
Yes.
giving the opportunity for them to use the venues for some other things like that.
Yes.
Just touch a little bit. How deep is that for you?
Okay, so because of the way I grew up and the opportunity that has been, that I have right now, I feel a part of me, a huge part of me wants to give back.
Okay.
A huge part of me wants to make a difference. So I am now a part of it's called Friends of Friends,
Okay.
a part of a charity club that concentrates on making a difference in people's lives. We meet on every second Tuesday
Right.
to discuss programs as to what can we do to either for kids or for the elderly. And we're not limited to one spec. We
Okay.
really just want, if we come together and decide, let's go and clean the Jeskay River, then we put on our t-shirts, we go and clean the Jeskay River. We
Awesome.
just want to be the change makers. We want to be a part of it.
You know what I respect in you? It's same like, when people grew up in the hood, they set up their business in the hood and they give back to that hood. For me, that is like 5-star. Or no, should I say 7-star?
Ah, thank you.
7-star award. It's an MVP
Yeah.
award right there.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Leah from Club Nair. She's an ultimate lady like that. She's got she's got hands full. She's got restaurant, club session. She's an event organizer, local, international event. When you want to put up an event in Johannesburg, South Africa, this is the right place to be. I'm telling you, this place is like 7-star venue. You've got to be there. It's got 3 stories. First floor, second floor, and third floor. It's a club, VIP sessions, VIP rooms, boardrooms, restaurant, food joint, and there's a whole lot of stuff going on there. Leah.
I'm excited.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of perplexed because, when you look at, these places and the type of business that you do, people always believe that, you've got to be like maybe close to 100 years before you can be able to do that kind of business. You run a full-blown 5-star or 7-star restaurant.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chris.
and
Yeah.
and all of that by yourself. You know what I mean. You know what I mean by yourself is that you've got to come through the ranks and fire
Sure.
to this point by yourself. All right.
Yeah.
What can kids learn from your experience?
Kids need to know
Or
that
first,
Yeah.
before you even proceed, how can they be Leah?
You know what? There is no way that you can be me. But the most important thing is you can be you, and you need to know that you are limitless.
Good.
You need to know that you can go beyond and far beyond your environment and how you grew up. That doesn't limit you at
Right.
all. Where you grow up is not your choice. Where you end up is actually your choice.
Oh.
And have the brevity and the courage to follow your heart and take risks. Follow your heart, take risks, and do not follow the normal routine of living. Try and find things that you love outside of the normal routine of living, of going to school, then going to work, and then that's it.
Okay.
Always open yourself up for opportunities. Always stretch yourself. Go to places you haven't been to. Speak to people that you haven't spoken to. You just need to know that there's no limit. There's no limit to who you can become. You can be whoever you want to be. The process and the road is bumpy. It's tough. You will feel like giving up sometimes, but you know what? God will provide the help in time of need.
And I
Just
like-
keep going.
And I like the aspect where you mention God in most of your statements and everything. That shows your deep knowledge of spirituality or something. Do you touch?
Yes.
You want to touch about that for a second?
I can, yes.
Good.
I think growing up without a dad and then losing your mom at the age of 18, you find solace. God becomes your center. God becomes the beginning and the end and the center. He sustains you. He keeps you going. Remember, after 18 years, I was on my own. So everything that God provided for me at that point when I thought my life was over, it was Him. It was Him. It's been Him, and I fully believe in God. And every day when I wake up, I'm like, God, give me the strength. And people don't know what you go through when you've got a business.
Exactly.
One, they think you have money. Two, they think you are rich,
Exactly.
and all of that.
Especially when you run that kind of place like Club
Yes, yes. You know what? Seriously, people think a lot of things, but there's a lot of things. When you've got the passion for what you do, you go into detail. You want to make sure. Like now, I'm planning a live performance, and one of the big stars in South Africa, Ringo Madlingo's son, is going to be performing there.
Good.
And I stress about things like just a flyer.
Exactly.
It has to look a certain way so that it represents Ne. That's how classy and 7-star-ish Ne is. I have to make sure that the image out there is portrayed correctly.
Okay.
So I'm very hard on when it comes to certain things. The way the dish is placed, the way this, the way that, the way people greet you when you walk in. That all of that, I make sure that I emphasize on the little details.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, one more thing I want you to do is that I want you to in serial form, the kind of clients that you deal with or that you hoping to deal with, so people can actually understand. Like, no, that place is for me. That place is not for me. It's not much of
Yeah.
it just people can understand
Yeah.
more in
Yeah.
serial form. I know you've touched everything, but just maybe
Yeah.
summarize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Ne is for a mature crowd.
Okay.
It is for people that want to go out.
What do you mean by mature club?
Mature crowd. I mean, people. Well, people mature at different ages. So I would say
Okay.
like your working class.
Okay.
People that can afford their own lives. People that have got their own apartments and can afford their own lives.
Good.
And people that go out to have a good time, that have a good taste in food, people that love good music,
Yeah, right.
And also most of my clientele is people that actually come in for conversations.
Good.
So I always make sure that I keep the music at a certain level so that
Okay.
you are still able to hear one another.
So which means, in other words, before you can it's good for business meetings and
It's
all that.
good for
Also,
business meetings,
Okay.
yes. I'm busy now setting up Wi-Fi, which is going to be extremely, extremely good for us, for the business,
Okay.
especially for the day-to-day running of it. And you find most people that come through also are couples that are married. On Sundays, I see people from church next door come through for their lunches, and they bring their kids with them,
Okay.
So it's that kind of a setup where it's quite laid back, relaxed, and you're almost like in Sandton.
Okay.
But you don't spend the petrol to go to Sandton.
All right.
And you don't pay half the money that you pay when you go to Sandton.
Alright.
So it gives you that feeling.
Where's Club Net?
It's in Marlboro. It's just on the outskirts of Alexandra and just closer to about 5-10 minutes to Sandton.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Folks, I told you on the spotlight today it was gonna be lit, and actually Leah from Club Net lit it up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Speaking of lit up, Leah, when is your next big gig coming up?
We've got a big gig coming up on the 2nd of March.
All right.
Prince KB, it's one of South Africa's biggest artists,
Good.
is going to be at Club Ne.
All right.
And then we've got another event on the 9th of March, which is live performances,
Okay.
where you get your food. It's called Food and Whiskey.
Okay.
On that one, you've got Tanda Music. We've got Pila. We've got Pila Madlingozi, which is Ringo Madlingozi's son.
Okay.
And we've got Teddy G. We've got LKB and the band.
Wow.
So it's gonna be a jam-packed house. It's gonna be beautiful. It's a passion of mine. Live performances, your jazz live performance. Those for me are African music. That's a passion of mine. So I speak about it and I light up. So that's on the 9th of March.
On the 9th of March.
Yes.
All right. Good. All right, Leah, I think, let me ask this. What do you think that you want to get out there, all right, about your business, about yourself, that you think that I never touched on, that you think is like, I really need to get this out? Can you say that now?
I think we've touched on almost everything, and the biggest thing is that we've got a platform, and I think it was quite important for you to mention that it's a platform.
Okay.
We've had fashion shows, we've got book launches, CD launches, we've got baby showers, bridal showers, we even have weddings. I think that's one thing that we haven't touched on actually.
All right.
You can plan your wedding there. The place can accommodate up to 500
Good.
people.
All right.
And you can have weddings. Any other celebration that we haven't mentioned, you can have it there. We've got live performances. We've got DJs
Alright.
that come in and play. I've got up and coming DJs that always want to scratch and try and see what they can do. I allow them to do that.
Leah, we're looking forward to have you back right here.
Okay.
When, I don't know when, but always.
I'll bring the quota.
We want to have you here again at a spotlight on Voice of the Underground, hosted by me, Christopher Audley, on the Morojis podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, folks all over the world, I am signing off now. Thank you very much for watching.